Hi, and welcome back to Virtual School Assembly. Are you a dreamer? Do you dream of being a pro athlete, a music icon, a famous YouTuber, or business leader? Dreams are important, but dreams without a realistic mindset combined with action steps are just that, dreams. Today I'm joined by international speaker Steve Donofrio. Steve has been helping young people get real with their dreams for over 20 years. In the next few minutes, you'll get some great tools and tips about how to get real with your dreams so you can dream big, then dare to fail. Please welcome my guest, Steve Donofrio.
Thank you, Tyler. I want to start by telling you a story. A story about a mountaineering team. Now, here they were, tired, cold, but yet their energy kept increasing because they could see the summit. Just meters away, they began their countdown. 5, and they would take a step. 4, and another step. 3, one more step. And finally, 2, 1, we made it, summit. The entire team would cheer. Now, no one more happy than Mr. Norman Vaughn. His grayish beard, now white with snow and ice, smiling from ear to ear, he had made it. He had made it to the top with his team. 3,000 plus meters was this peak. Norman was so excited. You see, Norman was smart. He brought with him a documentary film crew. And the film leader said, "Hey, Norman, you got a message for us?" And Norman walked over to the camera, big smile. And he said, "Yes, I have a message. I have a message for everyone, young and old." Now, I know, don't you hate that? Every time someone's about to get evicted from the house, voted off the island, the rose goes to the other person, the mask has got to come off, we have to go to commercial break. But here's the good news. This is not a commercial, because I want to give you a little bit of the backstory. Because when you understand the backstory, the message will have more value to you. See, Norman Vaughn was 3 days away from his 89th birthday that day when he was about to ascend to the mountain. 89, you say, that's an old guy. Yes, it is. And the mountain at 3,000 meters was not just any mountain. See, this was Norman's big dream. Norman said, you know what, for my 89th birthday, actually he said for 88, because his first time he failed. They ran into a bunch of problems and had to reschedule a year later. So at age 89, Norman had a birthday wish. He said, you know, I want to climb a mountain. I want to climb Vaughn Mountain. So Norman didn't just say, you know what, I want to climb a mountain with my name on it. No. I want to climb a mountain that was named after me. You see, Norman Vaughn was part of Sir Admiral Byrd's expeditionary force to Antarctica, the South Pole, early on. He was a sled dog captain and a map maker and a bunch of other stuff. And I can only imagine one day as they were going down, he was doing a good job. I can picture Admiral Byrd pointing out, hey, Norm, you're doing great. That mountain, write it down, Vaughn Mountain, that's yours. And then off they went. But see now, this is what Norman wanted to do. That was his dream, to climb Vaughn Mountain at age 89. That was his plan. Let's go back to the mountain. So there's Norman in front of the camera. And he says, I have a message for everyone, young and old. I want everyone to dream big and dare to fail. What a powerful message for all of us. See, here's a question to you. Do you dream? Do you have dreams? See, dreams are great. I hope you all dream. I love having dreams. In fact, I think everyone should have dreams. Oh, I know what you're saying. Steve, you know, today we can't be a dreamer. Got to be real with life. We have to be realistic. We have to take our head out of the clouds. You know what? I agree. I'm a realist. I got to be honest. But here's what I think. I think you can be real with your dreams. I think you can be real and have dreams. In fact, we're going to use those words, R-E.A.L. R-E.A.L. R.E.A.L. We're going to get real with our dreams. And here's what I mean by that. See, R is about taking responsibility. It's saying, you know what? My life is my responsibility. I'm in control. When we take responsibility, I want you to do one simple thing. I want you to admit that there is a solution for every possible problem you face. I know a lot of exciting speakers get in the stage, don't make excuses. I understand. Sometimes we're not making excuses. Sometimes life gets in the way. Maybe we don't have enough money or circumstances aren't in our favor. But you know what? You can take responsibility and admit there's a solution to every problem you face. And as you admit there's a solution, you begin writing these solutions down and you take crazy mad action, and you're going to get crazy mad results. Now, I said results. I didn't say success, because sometimes mad action leads to terrible, terrible failure and setback. See, that's E. If R is take responsibility, E is expect failure and setback. Because every great dream is going to hit roadblocks, and it's okay. I want you to remember that it's okay to fail. It's okay. Expect failure and setback, not the, oh, I can't do it, I'm going to fail, woe is me, I'm so bad. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is when you try something, it may not work the first time. So try it again. It's about grit and attitude and stick-to-itiveness, but expect failure and setback. Now, A is about accurate thinking and attitude. What I mean by accurate thinking is this. So often we put our own personal opinion on top of fact. I lost a business when I was in Japan. It was hard. And for a while, I kept saying to myself, woe is me, I'm a bad businessman. I am this. But you know what? Here was the fact. I lost my business. But my opinion was I am bad. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend leaves you and say, I'm unlovable. I can't do it. No, that's an opinion. You see, your fact was, yeah, someone left you. Your fact, something went wrong. The opinion is how you look at that, how you think about that. I don't want you to put opinion on fact. I want you to have accurate thinking and a positive attitude. I want you to practice proactive positivity. For any one negative thing that comes out of your mouth, make sure 3 positive things come out. Every day, think about why is today going to be a great day? Write down 3 reasons why today is going to be a great day. At the end of the day, write down why today was a great day. Continue to practice proactive positivity. And finally is lifestyle. See, you can't be real with your dreams unless your lifestyle matches your dream. If you say, oh, well, like Tyler, I want to lose 100 pounds, so I'm going to go to the donut store. That's what I'm going to do. His lifestyle had to match his dream. And if you don't line up your lifestyle with your dream will never come true. I want you to be a dreamer. And I want you to be real with your dreams. Take responsibility and admit there's a solution to every roadblock and every problem you face. I want you to expect failure and setback and use it to grow. I want you to have a positive attitude and accurate thinking and line up that lifestyle. Let's go back to the mountain. Remember Norman Vaughn and his message? Now you too, go, dream big, and then dare to fail. Thank you.
All right. So Steve, I want to go back to talking about dreams for a minute. You used an example from history, and which was a great one. I know all about Admiral Byrd, but I had no idea about Norman. So it was cool to get that part of the story. But thinking about your own life, if we had to go back to high school or even elementary school, when we're small children, most children do dream big. I think it's a natural thing. It's intuitive. We have big dreams. Mm. And when we're really small, it's easy to fail because we just get back up and try again. And adults will support you in that. When you learn to ride a bicycle, it's expected that you're going to fall down, But then as you get older, some of that wears away. I was just talking with my son last night. He's 14 and they're doing their class elections virtually. So it's basically a popularity contest because you can't really campaign or anything. And I thought back to the first time I ran for any sort of class office and I failed. At the time, it was just devastating. I didn't think there's something I could learn and grow from that. But obviously, there's a lot we can do with turning those failures into successes. Can you think of a story from your own life where you had a failure that might have felt devastating at the time, but ended up being a really positive thing in the long run?
I think in recent history, yes. Recently, I mentioned in my story, I lost a business. I had a business in Japan and it went for a long time and felt really good. I actually had a TV show that ran for 5 years on local cable television. I found myself in national media platforms. And then there was a big earthquake and tsunami in Japan in 2011. And as well as they changed some laws in Japan and I had made some business mistakes and I had lost everything. And I was devastated. Then at that moment, we had to move back to America. And I began to really get down on myself. I began to really talk about in negative ways. I had a lot of negative self-talk. If I would have done this, what could I do? I had to turn that around internally and say, okay, here's what I learned from that experience. And I began to make a list of all the things I should have done better, but not in a way of I should have, but here's what I'm going to do now. So going forward with a new career, with a new platform, a new job, how could I turn that loss into a gain? And so I can get better next time. I can grow a bigger business. I can make adjustments. And I think recently that's it. My life is full of those setbacks and small points. We all have them on our way to get somewhere. As I say, no such thing as an overnight success.
Right.
Talk to anybody. But I think recently that was the biggest one. I had to come up with the concept of being real was really what I had to do with myself. I had to start looking seriously at how am I taking responsibility and that this setback and failure wasn't really a failure as much it was an opportunity to learn some lessons and go forward.
All right. Now, you mentioned that when you are taking responsibility, you need to practice proactive positivity. And you mentioned that you could simply write things down about things that you're grateful for or things that you're looking for. Let's talk about the proactive part of that. When you say be proactive, what do you mean? And maybe can you give an example of that?
Yeah. We have a really fascinating brain. As a professor and a teacher, you know how powerful thought can be. You've heard the phrase, some people heard the phrase, misery loves company. We can attract negativity if we begin on a daily basis to talk about why things are bad. And in fact, we go home from work and we complain about people we meet. We go home from school and we say, oh, so-and-so. We get on the internet, we look all at negativity. We're actually practicing proactive negativity and we're programming our mind to look for and think negatively. When we begin to wake up in the morning and say, make a conscious list of why today is going to be great, make a list of all the positive attributes, you're now programming your mind to begin to look for more positivity throughout the day. We must program our brain from the second we wake up to think positively, to look for the good. Consciously look for that which is good. It's too easy for us to find bad. So when I say practice proactive positivity, I mean you wake up in the morning and begin to think about everything that you could possibly think about that's good for you. I like to write today is going to be a great day because, and then make a list. And then in the evening, I do the same thing. So I fall asleep. As I'm falling asleep, my mind is on positive attributes from the day today. If I can come up with one negative thing about somebody, I want to see if I can come up with 3 or 4 positive things about the same person. I want to proactively look for the good in others, even when it's hard.
Now, as a school teacher, I'm always telling my students to take notes. And one of the problems we have with notes is we write it once and then we never look at it again. When you're practicing positivity, whatever.
Proactive positivity.
Practicing positive proactivity. When you're doing that and you're making these lists, are you doing that in a journal? Are you doing it just on a scrap piece of paper? Do you ever look at it again? Or what's your process there?
I am not a big journaling person.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Post-it note and or I write it. If I'm on my computer, I have a Microsoft Word document where I'll write it in, where I can pop it up in the morning and read it. I
Okay.
do like to go back and review it. Some people like to journal. They keep like a diary or a personal daily journal. And I suggest you have to find the method that works for you. Some people record it into their phone. They might even make a video recording just to watch themselves or stand in front of the mirror. And that's also just fine. You don't have to write down. Stand in front of the mirror and say, today's going to be a good day and here's why. And talk to yourself. And at the end of the day, go back to the mirror and say, hey, me, today was a good day and here's why. Find the method that works best for you because that's the one you'll stick with.
Okay, great advice. Yeah, I've seen in my own life, sometimes I'm a Post-it note guy and I'll write it and once I've checked it off, I can throw it away. But other times I like to do what you do and have an open document that I can save things to. Now, we're in an interesting time right now with this global pandemic. And so a lot of kids are at home thinking, sure, I can dream big, but things might radically change. And as speakers, we know this very intimately. I know that you had a lot of speaking engagements lined up and we're going to be on some big stages. And now instead you're speaking to us here on YouTube, which was a change of plan. What advice do you have for kids that right now the world feels like it's just against them? Things are not going the way we expected. Many of us have dreams that we can't fulfill right now because life's kind of on pause in some way. So what advice would you give to those kids that kind of feel like they can't live their dreams right now?
I think a lot of times we focus a lot of our energy on what we can't control and what we can't do it. And that either becomes fear or stress. And I'm still learning it. It's still a struggle for me. There are days I'm sitting at home and getting so frustrated that I'm not out there in front of audiences. And it's the same for everybody. Number one, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling fear. Understand you are normal and you're with the rest of us everywhere because we all have these frustrations. But the other thing to do is say, okay, what can I control? What can I do right now? What is my dream? Okay. So if my dream is ABC, what steps can I take immediately to get there? It might be a great time to start reading some more books. Practice those. If you're going to be maybe your dream is to be a popular YouTuber. Well, guess what? More people than ever are watching YouTube. So get it there, get your editing software out and make videos and just keep doing it again and again and again. But the key thing is not to worry about what you can't control or what can't happen or what may or may not happen, but what can you do immediately? Yeah, sometimes your dreams might shift, just the wind's going to blow, you're going to pull one way, but you will get back on course. I can promise that life will go on and things will flatten themselves out and become normalized. And your dream is possible, but focus on what you can control right now and then go for it. What can you do now and what can you have in front of you?
Good advice. Steve, can you just review with us really quick what R.E.A.L stand for?
I would love to. So R is about taking responsibility and in a way that says there is a solution to every problem. When you say I can't or because I don't have enough money so I can't do this, you are giving control of your life to the problem. But when you say there's a solution to the problem, you take that control back and that hopefully will inspire you and encourage you to look for solutions. Those solutions might take thousands of tries to get it right. But the point is you're in control and it feels better and you feel empowered. So R is take responsibility, admit there is a solution for every problem. E is expect failure and setback. Expect it meaning I'm going to try something. Yeah, there will be more often than not, I'm going to fall on my face. There's a Japanese proverb that says, fall down 7 times, get up 8. And it is about, think about the people doing those fancy videos of trick shots. Nobody ever gets them the first try, but they don't mind failing over and over to get the one good one. That's what I mean by expecting failure. Keep trying that thing until you get it the way you like it. A is accurate thinking and a positive attitude. And then L is lifestyle. Match that lifestyle up. Make sure you are living the lifestyle that if you're an athlete, you better be working out every day. You better be training. You better be eating right, practicing your skill set. Whatever it is you want to do, Now is the time to put in the practice to get it done. So make sure your lifestyle matches whatever that dream is. That's what it means to be real with your dream.
Awesome. Well, thanks for keeping it real with us, Steve. If people want to learn more about you and your message, where should they go?
Well, you can find me on my website at boostconfidencenow.com or on Facebook under Steve Donofrio.